So it is my privilege and honour to now welcome to the stage two Impact.com employees, James Bennie, Regional Vice President, and Matt Sheppard, Customer Success Director.
Okay, microphone's working. Hello everyone, hope you had a good networking session. As Owen said, I'm James. I'm Regional Vice President of Customer Success here at Impact. Very pleased to be joined by Matt, colleague and friend as well.
That's nice. Brings a tear to the eye.
A few tears. And Matt is one of our Customer Success Directors. So in this session today, we're going to walk you through some of the fundamental features on the Impact platform, as well as some newer features that we think will become fundamental over the next couple of years. We're going to look at these features in the context of the partnership lifecycle. So we're going to talk a little bit about Discover and recruiting partners. We're going to move on to contracting and how you can work with partners commercially. We're going to talk a little bit about how you can protect your program. And finally, we'll talk a little bit about how data is really the key to optimization and driving growth. So first of all, we're going to talk about recruitment. We know from speaking to you guys on a very regular basis that one of the big challenges in the industry continues to be finding good quality partners and activating them on your program as quickly as possible. And Impact have released a series of features that helps to do just that. By the way, there are some videos in the background that will hopefully help illustrate some of the things that we're talking about. So the first is extended search. Extended search is automated partner discovery. So this means that you can set up searches within the platform that will search within Impact, but also externally as well. And those searches can be based on keyword, partner size, number of followers, the audience country that those partners attract. And those searches will then run through the Impact.com marketplace, but they'll also run across search engines and major social media platforms. You can run, or you can set up multiple searches at any one time to cater for the different types of partners that you might want to work with. And those searches will continually cycle, so you'll get a constant flow of potential new partners coming into your Impact account. That brings me on nicely to prospects. So now that you've started to find partners that you want to work with, prospects is CRM functionality that will allow you to manage prospective partners through that recruitment pipeline. So you'll be able to kind of manage and execute all of your communication to partners through prospects. You will also be able to assign partners to different account users within Impact, and you'll be able to manually or automatically move partners through those different stages. So from those kind of early stages of kind of discovery and outreach through to kind of negotiation, and then hopefully at the end getting them live on the program and driving value. The last feature in this section is workflows. Workflows is automated partner application processing. So you can automatically approve or decline partners based on criteria that you set. And that criteria, similar to the extended search, can be things like partner type, partner size, the country that the partner's based in, the audience that partner attracts, and whether they're verified on the Impact marketplace or not. The idea with workflows is to really try and save as much time for brands as possible. We want people to be reducing the number of hours that they might be spending manually reviewing partner applications. It's also a really good experience for partners, because if a partner does fit the criteria to be automatically approved, they can apply, they get automatically approved, they can go and pick up links and start promoting straight away. So that's the first section of the life cycle. I'm going to hand over to Matt, who's going to talk a little bit about contracting.
Thanks, James. So yes, contracting, it's how we define the relationship between an advertiser, we have many in the room today, and the publisher or the partner. We have many of you guys in the room today as well, which is awesome. So we can see on the screen here that we are setting up a contract between the brand Jim's Jackets and their partner. And as many of you will know, we can do things like setting up a rule where if the customer is new and they're in a territory that's desirable, some like the US, we can pay them more for driving that particular sale of that particular thing. There are 100 or so parameters that we can contract on, and then we can combine them together to create thousands of possible iterations of a relationship between the brand and the partner. So we can get really, really granular, which is awesome. We can also do things like paying bonuses and limiting payouts. On the bonus side of things, you can see in the video we are setting up a bonus on a particular SKU. So I'm incentivizing my partner to sell 100 of a particular thing rather than incentivizing them to sell 100 things. So this is a new feature. This is in beta at the moment. We love our contracting. It's the success team and we love having these challenges from the advertisers that we work with. So without throwing my team too much under the bus, please come to us with your most complicated and most challenging use cases, and chances are we'll be able to do it, genuinely. A beta feature that's coming soon is the ability to make bulk edits to contracts. So historically, making changes is kind of a one-by-one thing, depending on how many partners you have on different contracts. But what we've heard from the brands that we work with is we want to be able to make a similar change to lots and lots of contracts all at the same time. So that's what we're doing, the ability to make that change all at once. And so I've been talking about quite a lot about the kind of CPA-driven side of contracting. And back to James to talk about cost per click.
Thanks, Matt. So cost per click is really part of our contracting, and we're releasing dynamic CPC functionality. Cost per click has been a payment model in our channel for a pretty long time, particularly favored by certain types of partners, so think shopping comparison sites. But what we're seeing increasingly is brands want to pay upper funnel partners on a CPC to reward them for the traffic that they drive, but often they're not winning on a last click. Today, Impact CPC functionality is pretty limited. We don't say that very often, but it is, and that's why we're doing something even better. So you can pay a flat CPC to an individual partner across all of their traffic. And actually, what we've kind of had feedback on from brands that we work with and prospective brands is that needs to be a lot more granular. Brands need to be able to incentivize partners to drive particular types of traffic that they find very valuable. And that leads us to our new CPC functionality, which is very similar to our existing contracting, where you'll be able to set CPC rates on particular parameters. So you'll be able to set a CPC rate based on things like the ad ID that the click came through, the partner referring URL, the advertiser landing page URL, the device type or the shared ID. In total, there's about 20 different parameters, and I think you can see those in the screenshot here, that we'll launch with, and there will be more that follow. And just like Impact's existing contract functionality, you will be able to tie those parameters together to start building out very bespoke contracting rules to incentivize the behavior that you want to get from partners. So if you know that traffic that comes through on a mobile device that comes through to a particular landing page is highly likely to convert, then you can incentivize partners to do that by tying those rules together and setting a higher CPC to encourage that behavior. You can, of course, set CPC restrictions as well, so you're under no obligation to pay out on all traffic, and that's a really important point. Back to Matthew.
Cool. So just going back to the partnership life cycle that we showed earlier, just very briefly. So at this point, let's pretend that we have found our partner that we want to work with. We've built a contract that works for them and it also works for us. And they've gone live with some fantastic content on their website or their social media, wherever it might be. We do have a need, however, to kind of keep an eye on how things are going, making sure that our partners are doing what we've agreed that they should do, particularly when we're operating at scale. So we've developed a suite of monitoring tools to do precisely that, to help advertisers keep an eye on what's going on. You may be familiar with the paid search monitoring tool that is within the platform at the moment. So the idea there is that you set your keywords that you see brand bidding activity on, impact searches for those keywords on your behalf, and if your partner happens to be bidding on those keywords, tells you in the UI that that's happening, and then if that's an undesirable behavior, sends them what we call a violation or a little note to say, please stop doing that, otherwise we'll, I don't know, tell you off. The punishment is your choice. The development from here is promo code monitoring. So we know as success managers, and from the feedback we get from brands, that occasionally our codes get into the wrong places. They might get onto a site that we're not working with, or perhaps they get leaked onto a forum of some kind. We need to be made aware of that so that we can deal with it and take appropriate action. Our promo code monitoring works in a similar way to the paid search monitoring in that it searches the internet for instances of your code and helps you take action to stop that happening. The newest part of our monitoring suite is our web monitoring. So those advertisers in the finance space may know that we have a compliance technology that seeks out your content on websites and makes sure that it is exactly what you want it to be. We've opened up that functionality to advertisers as a whole so that you can make sure that your partner is promoting the right content in the right place at the right time. It's, as I said, important for advertisers in a variety of verticals, particularly finance, for regulatory reasons. But we also see travel advertisers not wanting their content to be next to something that would be undesirable, or perhaps a kids brand next to some content that's a bit more grown up. So the behavior that we see is that when these issues are spotted, we have the ability to remind the partner to fix these issues. We work together to resolve the issue so that that partnership is maintained for the long term and that trust in the partnership is deepened. Cool. So, back to you, James, for data lag.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, so we firmly believe that data is at the forefront of pretty much every affiliate program. And we also believe that Impact has led the way in terms of the data that we surface and make available to our customers and the scale of reporting that we've made available within the UI. A really critical part of that is a tool called Data Lab. It's a unique data tool that brings together very large sets of data, allows you to build custom reports, and generally kind of gives you actionable insights within your partnership program that you can go ahead and act on. So think of it as pretty much a kind of big, very easy to use drag and drop pivot table. And you can access pretty much every data point that's available within the Impact platform. A few things about Data Lab that people may not know. So there are up to 12 different visualizations. You can see most of those along the top right-hand corner above the kind of pivot table functionality there. So data tables, different types of charts and graphs, headline numbers, you're able to input text as well as bring in targets as well. You can create your own custom measures. So we have a lot of brands that have their own very particular KPIs that are pretty bespoke to their business. And you can actually create those formulas within Data Lab so that you can bring those KPIs into all of your reporting. You can create reports across multiple accounts and programs. So we have a lot of brands that have a lot of different sub-brands or advertisers that have a lot of different accounts to accommodate all the different regional activity they have across different countries. Within Data Lab, you're able to bring all of those different sources together so you can get a holistic view of all of your activity on impact. And finally, the ability, and the video is quite well timed here, to bring in multiple visualizations at once to create dashboards. So you can bring in data tables, graphs, kind of headline numbers, different views of data that will allow you to see a particular view that you need to. So often people are doing that around particular promotional activity. We've seen brands build some really nice dashboards around things like Black Friday and Cyber Weekend so that they can monitor how they're performing during that critical period. Data Lab has definitely been one of the more popular product releases that we've seen over the last couple of years. We've got clients, some of whom are here today, that pretty much use Data Lab for all of their reporting needs. An additional feature that we like about it, similarly to other impact reports, is the ability to kind of save and schedule reports and send those out to external people. So whether that's other people within your business, but more commonly we're seeing people create bespoke reports that they want to share with their partners so that the partners can get the kind of benefit of the customizable data that you can get through Data Lab. And we're pleased that in the second half of this year, we're going to go a step further, and any Data Lab report that you build, you will be able to share that with a partner or a partner group so that that's available directly within the partner UI. And that's important because it moves on from them receiving a kind of static report via email. They can actually log in, they can change the date filters, they can add additional kind of filters and parameters that are available. And that allows the partners to create very bespoke versions of an already custom report so that they can use that data to go ahead and optimize. Which leads on quite nicely to Matt's final bit, which is our optimized reports.
Thanks, James. So yes, optimize. We have had the ability to show reports like this one behind me, the contribution report, for quite a long time. Those less familiar, we work typically on a last click basis in the affiliate and partnerships industry. That's kind of a known. Sometimes that means that partners are under rewarded if they're higher up in that sort of traditional purchase funnel. If we're looking at our affiliate program or a partnerships program on a last click basis, then we're in danger of having some ingrained biases. Reports like this one, well, maybe this one, yeah, I'm a little bit ahead of myself there, but are designed to uncover those biases and allow us to test hypotheses. So I might have the hypothesis that my content-led partner is introducing sales, maybe they're influencing sales, but they're not closing them. I need some evidence for that apart from my intuition, so I would turn to reports like that contribution report. I also might have the feeling that certain partners are leapfrogging other partners at the end of the path to purchase. So the leapfrog report that popped up on the screen just briefly there is designed to expose that data, to give you a view to say, yes, partner A is indeed leapfrogging partner B at the very end of this path to purchase, and I'm not seeing the value from partner A, or at least they're not getting rewarded for it. So that leapfrogging report is in beta at the moment, as is the incrementality dashboard and incrementality by partner reports that are being shown at the moment. So the idea here is that we show how incremental our partnership program is, which groups of partners are the most and least incremental, and which individual partners are the most and least incremental. So the way that we do this is based on a U-shaped attribution model. So valuing the first partner in that path the most, and also the last partner in that path the most. All of these reports are kind of in beta at the moment, as I said. So if this is a kind of a concern for you at the moment, if it's something you'll work on, speak to your success manager, speak to myself and James, and we'll be delighted to talk to you further about that. And then just finally, in summary, firmly believe myself that the partnership platform, Impact's partnership platform, offers a huge amount of utility for marketers. You can see from today that we are building quite a lot of stuff in addition to what we already have. Not only the creator stuff that Sam talked about earlier, but there are 100 or so feature releases and improvements that we're making in the second half of the year. The platform comes to life when marketers, like some of the people in this room, apply their many and varied use cases to it. So for the existing customers here, please challenge your CSM, your success team to help you deepen the partnerships and the use cases that you have for Impact. We love to hear it. That's what we're here for. If you're new to Impact, then challenge us to answer your questions, the stuff that you thought that wasn't possible to do as a partnership, and we're pretty confident we can probably cover that off. But for now, for everyone in the room, we'd welcome any questions that you might have for James and I. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
So my name is Rosemary, and I work as an affiliate marketing manager at NatWest. And I have two questions. The first one is, do you have any plans in the pipeline to have a kind of a tool to help us integrate technology partners in a easier way, so we don't have to implement tags every time that we have to work with a technology partner, something like a master tag? My second question is, what type of research do you do to get feedback from advertisers to add additional features to the platform?
Maybe I'll take the second one first, and you can do the first one.
I'll do the hard one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so we're very aware that there's other kind of players that have the master tag solution. We've kind of purposely not gone down that route for a few reasons, security being a particularly important one. We're also quite conscious of some of the tracking changes that have taken place over the last couple of years, and some that have kind of been recently announced that are going to happen over the next year or so, which we think will move people more towards kind of an API-based tracking solution. Which kind of diminishes probably the likelihood of a master tag being the right solution for the long term. So yeah, that's kind of our stance, and we want to one of the things that we're looking to do as much as possible is work with brands, particularly when they launch with Impact, when they're already doing technical work to integrate tags, to see if that's something that can be done right at the beginning of their kind of relationship with us. But yeah, it's a good question, and one that we get quite a lot.
Thanks, James. So feedback, improvements to the platform. So I think there's probably two main ways that we do that. So feeding back to the success team, like if you've got a good idea about how something should work on the platform, then tell us. We can speak to our product team. We can suggest features and put them into the roadmap. So tell us what you think. Give us the feedback. The second way is that we have a UX kind of research team who interview customers like yourselves to find out what's important to them. How do they actually go about doing stuff on the platform? What do they like? What do they don't like? What do they not like? So, so if you'd like to do that, and if anyone else would like to do that, then we'd be delighted to set that up.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll begin to have some like a chat with your UX team and give feedback for finances in specific.
Perfect.
Cheers. Thank you.
Sure.
Hi. I was wondering, do you have anything in the pipeline for potential partners so publishers can see an overarching incrementality score so they can actually make effective changes if they're coming up as, okay, your overall is 66% effective, so therefore you need to make changes with what you're doing in terms of your marketing in order to improve overall for brands, so they can take action ahead of brands approaching them and saying, look, your incrementality isn't great, we're questioning whether you should be on the program.
Yeah, it's such an important question because there's two sides of the coin, aren't there? Like, you know, yes, we've talked a lot about what the advertisers get to do on the platform, but without the partners doing their bit, then it's not going to work. So, yeah, we're investing quite a lot in producing reporting and benchmarking and that sort of thing for partners so they can understand how they stack up against other partners and what they need to do differently. And again, if there's stuff that you as a partner need, kind of, yeah, again, tell us and we can share that information with our product team. So that would be kind of primarily through our publisher development team on the publisher side.
Thank you, guys.